Metal Fatigue is a real-time strategy game that was developed by Zono and published in 2000 by Psygnosis in Europe and Talonsoft in North America.
Corporation exploration of nearby systems discovered no life forms, only the ruins of long-extinct civilizations and the technological artifacts of their conquerors, the Hedoth. Humanity adopted these, developing the Hedoth-based systems, including combats and overseer.
At a first glance, it looks very similar to most other games in its genre. There are worker units who harvest resources and build structures, the structures make more units, and the military units are used to destroy opponents' units and structures. Mechanically, this makes Metal Fatigue primarily a capture game, with elements of construction and exploration. Resources include energy, which is harvested from lava fields or generated via solar panels, manpower, which is produced by cryo farms, and the units and structures under the player's control. Here we can see several of the worker units, or hovercars, harvesting lava, and constructing base defenses and other structures. This is the vehicle factory. It is the main vehicle production center of the game. Here are some various units, including tanks, missile cars, and artillery. What sets Metal Fatigue apart are a special type of unit called Combots. Combots are giant mecha-type units which the player constructs from 5 separate parts of their choice. Each combat has a crew, 2 arms, a torso, and a set of legs. Combots are entirely separate from the other units, and their destruction is an entirely different story as well. When a combat is destroyed, the crew survives and attempts to retreat back to the player's base for reuse. There is also a possibility that one or more parts may survive, which can then be collected, repaired, and reused. If a player captures an enemy combat part, they may even research it, enabling them to produce more of the part later on. Another interesting part of Metal Fatigue is that each map consists of 3 levels to play on. The surface is the level where most of the action happens. It is similar to the basic map of most other real-time strategy games. From the surface, the player can build elevators to massive underground caverns. Combots, jets, and bombers can't fit down here, but the lava fields are vastly more bountiful. Here we can see a drill truck, expanding the area with which the player has to work with. And finally, later on, a functioning base. The final layer is up on asteroid platforms up in orbit. Up here, solar panels are far more effective, and all units are allowed up here, but only jets, bombers, and hovercars can move freely. Here we can see a hovercar floating across the platform, while this missile truck is unable to leave it. Down on the surface, the jet can be ordered to fly up into orbit. Will move out to a suitable location and makes his way up. I find Metal Fatigue to be a particularly fun game for a variety of reasons. It is immersive and contains a compelling story about 3 brothers involved in a war over alien technology. Before each mission, the player is given a briefing and a chance to read a personal log file of the main character of the story they are currently playing. The campaign can be played from the viewpoint of any one of them, giving the game replay value as well. There is agency in the game as well, as the player controls the entire battlefield and has a wide range of choices in strategies, combats, etc. Actions are meaningful and have long-lasting consequences, such as the post-mission upgrades which last the entire campaign. Combat crews are also carried over from mission to mission, and if they are killed, their death is permanent. Metal Fatigue features 3 playable factions. The game begins with Diego Angelis and Rimtech, a standard balanced team. Stefan is part of the brutal faction Milagro, who uses solid strength to crush their enemies. Jonas is part of the cult-like Naroba, whose knowledge of alien technology has advanced far beyond the level of the other factions. I give Metal Fatigue a 9 out of 10, and it is still one of my favorite games to this day.